Hello and welcome to the Tech and Auto Show, which is India's first show that satisfies your hunger for both technology as well as automobiles. I'm your host Siddharth Sharma and we've got a power-packed show lined up for you guys this week, as you can see. And without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, that's our lineup on the show, and first up what we have for you is an Android smartphone with 6 GB of RAM that comes in a budget. And not in a budget like the OnePlus 5, even less. Check this out. Coolpad, a Chinese tech company that recently came out with the all-new Coolpad Cool Play 6. It's a tongue-twisting name that comes with 6 GB of RAM and a smartphone that the company says is focused towards gamers. But is it worth 14,999 rupees? Well, we are here to find out just that. Now, what's cool on the Coolpad Cool Play 6? Well, for starters, this smartphone has a unibody metal design to it. Of course, it comes with a fingerprint sensor at the back that really works. And it comes with 6 GB of RAM, which is more than enough RAM that you'll ever need if you're using an Android Nouveau operating system on a smartphone. Now, this is a smartphone that is also powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 653 system on chip, because that was the only processor available out there that could support up to 8 GB of RAM. 652 could support only up to 4 GB of RAM, and that's the reason Coolpad went for a Qualcomm Snapdragon 653 processor on the Cool Play 6, which is good. The gaming performance, multitasking performance and the overall usage experience is quite decent on the Coolpad Cool Play 6. Another interesting feature on the Coolpad Cool Play 6 is the dual camera setup at the back. Both the cameras are measured at 13 megapixels and they give you that SLR quality of images as well. Well, we are moving ahead of ourselves over here. It's not very close to an SLR quality, but for your social media posts and your regular uploads and sharing of pictures and images with your friends, this camera would do the job for you if you want that bokeh effect in your images. The regular imaging quality is just about decent, and the low light image quality, well, it's not that great. Talking about the front camera on the Coolpad Cool Play 6, it comes with an 8 megapixel front camera that is not great at clicking selfies, but just about okay. The rear camera on the Coolpad Cool Play 6 can also shoot 4K videos, but the front camera can only shoot 1080p HD videos. The 5.5-inch Full HD IPS display on the Coolpad Cool Play 6 is just about bright enough. Under sunlight, it is very reflective and you don't get the amount of brightness that you need with a smartphone in this price range when it comes to the Coolpad Cool Play 6. The display is just about okay as well. Now, the Coolpad Cool Play 6 is a dual SIM device and comes with an expandable storage option as well. It runs your Reliance Jio SIM cards as well and comes with a massive 4000 mAh battery. Now, talking about the battery performance on the Coolpad Cool Play 6, the 4000 mAh battery, well, it will last you a day and a half. Now, the main motive of Cool Play of getting the smartphone out there for people to enjoy in a price bracket of under rupees 15,000 is that they can enjoy up to 6 GB of RAM and have no hiccups while gaming. Well, on that promise, the Coolpad Cool Play 6 actually delivers on the money. The Journey OS bloatware on top of Android 7.1.1 is, well, a little non-intuitive, and you might be irritated by the certain kind of lagness that you can feel on this device. But if you flash this device, well, it performs very good if it is on a stock Android operating system. For connectivity, you get things like Bluetooth, you get USB Type-C for charging as well as data transfer, the works. The fingerprint sensor on the Coolpad Cool Play 6 also works like a charm. But when you talk about the overall experience of this device, it is just about okay. It faces a tough competition from the likes of Moto Gs of the world and even the Honor 6X, which have better performing cameras as compared to the Coolpad Cool Play 6. And when it comes to the Moto G5 experience, well, it gives you a better Android stock experience. So, only if you want to stand apart from the crowd only then and only then go for the Coolpad Cool Play 6. And of course, if you are a gamer, well, this device will be a delight for you, but not that much when it comes to its camera capabilities and other holistic areas. So for people looking for a device just to game, for them the Coolpad Cool Play 6 makes perfect sense. But people who are looking for an overall smartphone experience under Rs 15,000, well, they can skip this one for now and go for its competitors like the Honor 6X or even the Moto G5. And now it's time for some automotive action on the show. Up next, Manav Sinha gets you the top 5 bikes that you can buy in India right now under Rs 1 lakh.
Hey, so you are planning to buy your first premium motorcycle in the sub 1 lakh rupees segment, or simply planning to step up from your everyday commuter? Well, buying a bike in this segment could be tricky simply because of the sheer number of options available in the market. Well, to help you out with that, we have put together a list of 5 motorcycles that you may want to consider. Also, keep in mind that this list serves to a large number of audience and hence, we have decided not to put them in any particular order. So well, let's get started. Alright, first up is the TVS Apache RTR 204V, which frankly is a lot of letters and numbers to say in one go, but it is a great motorcycle. It was built with one purpose in mind, and that is to deliver performance in a budget, and it does. Powered by a 200cc engine, the Apache has a lot of power and grunt down in the mid-range, which will help you for those quick overtakes in the city. On top of that, it looks good too. It also comes with various features on offer like the Pirelli Diablo Rosso 2 tires and ABS. While you may or may not need the Pirelli tires, we recommend going for the ABS equipped version. The next motorcycle to look out for is the Suzuki Gixxer, as it is one of those motorcycles in which it is very hard to find a negative in no matter how hard you try, and that can be a very good thing. Simply because if you are spending this kind of money on a motorcycle, then you don't want anything to complain about in the future. Recently, it also received the blessing of a rear disc brake and fuel injection, which make it a better package overall. Also, there is the Suzuki Gixxer Sf, which gets a front fairing for those who prefer a sportier stance. But what about those who like to take it easy and want a motorcycle that can take them from point A to point B with utmost comfort? Well, if you are one of them, then you might want to look out at Bajaj Avenger. It is arguably one of the most comfortable motorcycles in the sub 1 lakh rupee price segment, and is also the most affordable motorcycle which is styled like a cruiser in India right now. Comfort takes precedence over everything with this one, and it is available in 2 avatars. First one is called Street, which gets relatively flat handlebar and a sportier riding stance for the city traffic. And the other one is called Cruise, which gets things like spoke alloy wheels, wind deflectors and a high handlebar for comfort riding. At number 4 is the Honda CB Hornet 160R. While looks are subjective, we think that this motorcycle is one of the best looking offerings in its segment, and that is because of the stubby exhaust, the fancy rear tail light and the Shell fuel tank. All of this gives the bike a personality of its own, and you simply cannot ignore it. It's not all show and no go either, as the bike has enough power and torque and comes fitted with Honda's combi brake system. What this system does is that it applies the front and the rear brake in a definitive ratio together, no matter which brake you are using. In simple words, this makes the bike safer, as your chances of locking up any tire under intense braking is lesser, and that is the variant we would recommend going for. Wrapping up our list is the Bajaj V. And no, it's not because of the fancy fuel tank that uses the metal from the INS Vikrant, it's actually because of the way it rides. Also, it is the most affordable offering to make it to our list. While some may say that the Bajaj Pulsar is also there as an option, this motorcycle gives them the option of differentiating themselves from the huge group of Bajaj Pulsar owners out there. It looks fairly well, sounds good as well, and that can go a long way in making your ride enjoyable. So at the end of the day, all these motorcycles will offer great value for money, no matter which one you buy. What it comes down to is what kind of a riding experience you are looking for.
And with that, it's time for us to take a very small break on the show. But you guys don't go anywhere because there's plenty more action coming your way on the other side. Welcome back, you're watching the Tech and Auto Show with me, Siddharth Sharma. Now, when it comes to buying a full-grown 7-seater SUV, there are only about two options that people go for. Either it's the Toyota Fortuner or the Ford Endeavour. But now there's a third wheel to this entire story. ISUZU recently came out with the all-new ISUZU MUX, and up next, Arijit gets you a review.
Well, as they say, slow and steady wins the race. This is exactly what ISUZU is doing in India. After launching the not-so-successful D-Max commercial pickup truck and the MU7 SUV, they have launched the D-Max V-Cross adventure utility vehicle, which came as a revelation. And now we have the MUX, which is the successor to the MU7.
The ISUZU MUX gets its DNA from the D-Max V-Cross pickup truck, and that is pretty much evident with its looks. The front face of the MUX is an exact replica of the V-Cross, with a large chrome grille and projector headlamps. The only change is that of a black body cladding under the grille and LED DRL strips. Move to the side and you see a full-grown SUV with chrome ORVM mirrors and 17-inch diamond-cut alloy wheels. The rear of the MUX gets a wraparound tail light and a large chrome strip on the rear door. Hop inside the cabin and the MUX welcomes you with a nice illuminated scuff plate, giving it a very premium feel. But the cabin reminds of the D-Max V-Cross only, with the overall layout being the same. But there are visible differences between the two. For instance, the MUX comes with a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system and piano black finished inserts on doors. There's also an extensive use of leather on the door pads, and the fit and finish is good too. The MUX gets a lot of storage spaces throughout the cabin, making it a highly practical car.
Now the MUX comes with a touchscreen system, but then it's not up to the mark. I mean, there are cars below 5 lakh rupees like the Renault Kwid, which offers a better quality touchscreen system. This right here is a substandard system.
There is no navigation also. What MUX gets is a cruise control system, push button start stop and automatic climate control system with a 4-wheel drive system. Speaking of the 4-wheel drive system, this is the same shift by fly system as seen on the V-Cross. It also gives the MUX proper off-roading abilities like the ones we are about to show you now. The ISUZU MUX is a proper 7-seater SUV with 3 rows of seating. The space on the middle row is as ample as it can get, and there is no dearth of legroom or the headroom. The rear passengers get AC vents of their own as well.
Well, if you are someone who loves to be chauffeur-driven, ISUZU has your back because it offers a 10-inch screen that will keep you entertained if you sit in the rear seat.
The MUX is powered by a 3-litre turbocharged engine with 177 PS of output and 380 Nm of torque. On paper, the torque is a little less as compared to the rivals, but it is adequate on the ground. The MUX comes equipped with a 5-speed automatic gearbox. While it has ample power to pull this massive vehicle with ease, the engine makes a lot of sound while doing so. This makes you feel like the engine is in a lot of strain while you try to push the accelerator hard. So the best way to drive this car is at cruising speed, not demanding too much out of it. The steering is nimble and at no point you feel like you are driving a massive SUV. Until, of course, you have to take a turn from standstill. We particularly like the ride quality of the MUX, which eats up all the potholes with ease. Also, the MUX managed a fuel efficiency of about 10 km to a litre with 80% driving in the city and about 20% on the highways. There is also a lot of safety equipment on the MUX, like ABS with EBD, brake assist, electronic stability control, traction control, hill start assist, dual airbags and skid plates.
The ISUZU MUX offers almost everything that you demand from a full-blown SUV. And then it undercuts its main rivals, the Toyota Fortuner and the Ford Endeavour, by almost ₹5 lakhs. But then you have to compromise on a noisy engine, the not so dominating looks and a feature-lack cabin. So at the end of the day, if you are someone who has an extended family, loves to off-road but is on a budget, the ISUZU MUX is the car for you.
Time for another smartphone on the show. Up next, Debashish Sarkar tells you all that you need to know about the Samsung Galaxy On Max.
Samsung has recently launched a new budget smartphone offering great camera and overall performance. But before I talk about it, here is a disclaimer. If you already have the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max, then you can skip this smartphone altogether. Because I'm talking about the new Samsung Galaxy On Max, which is exactly similar to the J7 Max, which was launched earlier. But if you're looking for a smartphone with a good display and camera, then the Samsung Galaxy On Max should definitely interest you.
The Samsung Galaxy On Max looks and feels premium for its price of ₹16,900. The device flaunts a good build quality and feels solid in hand. But it is a bit heavy at 179 grams. Despite housing a 5.7-inch display, the Galaxy On Max is easy to grip. Having said that, the smooth metallic rear panel could be slippery at times. The fingerprint scanner is conveniently placed in the front and responds quickly to touch. When it comes to the design, Samsung has carried the same design language like any other Galaxy phone out there. Coming to the display of the Samsung Galaxy On Max, the device offers a 5.7-inch 1080p Full HD display. The display quality is great overall for watching movies and playing games. The pixel density on the On Max's display is 440 ppi, which offers a great sunlight visibility. Samsung Galaxy On Max is powered by an octa-core MediaTek Helio P25 processor with 4 cores clocked at 2.39 GHz and 4 cores clocked at 1.69 GHz. The processor is coupled with 4 GB of RAM, and there is an internal storage of 32 GB which can be expanded up to 256 GB by using a micro SD card slot. The Samsung Galaxy On Max is a decent performer and users will not have any problems while gaming or multitasking. Now, the main highlight of the phone according to Samsung is the claim to superior low light photography. The phone comes with a 13 megapixel camera on both the sides. There is front selfie LED flashlight as well. The rear camera has an f1.7 aperture for improved low light shots, while the one on the front has an aperture of f1.9. Talking about the overall camera performance, the Galaxy On Max definitely does better than its competitors in this price range. The Galaxy On Max supports 4G VoLTE connectivity. This means Reliance Jio SIM cards will work fine. The device offers other regular connectivity options like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3.5mm audio jack and a micro USB port. The Galaxy On Max is powered by a 3300 mAh battery that is non-removable. And talking about battery life, the device can last only a day on average usage.
So if you don't like the Samsung Galaxy On Max, what are your other choices for the same price of ₹17,000? Well, you can opt for the Nokia 6, the Honor 8, the Xiaomi Mi Max 2, and of course there are other options as well like the Vivo V5. Now, should you buy the Samsung Galaxy On Max? Of course, there are loads of options from Chinese players in the market, and then there is the Nokia 6 as well. But the Galaxy On Max is a brilliant package from Samsung within the budget. It has a great display, good camera, and it is definitely recommended for the price point of under ₹17,000.
And with that, it's time for us to say goodbye on this edition of the Tech and Order Show. If you have any comments, queries or suggestions, feel free to tweet us on our Twitter handles. All you tech lovers out there, you can tweet us at News18Tech, and all you petrol heads, don't forget to tweet us at News_Cars18. We'll see you same time, same place next week, only on CNN News 18, and we leave you with the city of Dubai.